All right, Jody, go ahead and kick us off.
What? What'd you say?
We're recording. Go ahead and kick us off.
Oh, well, here's my disclaimer. My dogs seem to be, maybe it's a full moon or something because they're acting all crazy tonight. So you might see some good stuff happening in the background. But welcome to, what's tonight? Oh my goodness, April 15th. It is literally halfway through the month. Happy April 15th. And welcome to Thursday Night Shift. We're super excited that you guys are all here. We're going to be talking about a few different things tonight. But before we dive into all that, we wanted to kind of get started with PRV that is generated from Scentsy Club. So I hope if you're not doing Scentsy Club, I hope after tonight's call, we will inspire you to really start sharing it more so that you're not leaving any money out on that table, because you don't want to do that in your business. So our question tonight is more of a statement, I suppose, but I'm going to start with Callie, and we're just going to kind of go around the table and we're going to share what our PRV is monthly that's generated solely from Scentsy Club orders. So Callie, you want to share first?
So I will be honest, I had lacked in sharing my Scentsy Club for a long time. There was personal stuff, there was all the things, but I hadn't done as well of a job as I should have. But since I have, I've definitely seen that grow. So right now I personally have 9 different subscriptions from different customers and things. And last month it generated $226. I had a almost $3,000 month last month, and 226 of that came from Club. And April already has 210, and there's still a couple more to run throughout the month. So, I mean, for those of you that are looking to just even get active, right there in Scentsy Club, every single month, I'm automatically active. Heather.
Okay, so I quickly, Jody told me how to look up my report, so I would know. You click orders and then click Scentsy Club. And I currently have 13 subscribers, but 14 subscriptions. So one of my people has 2, which is cool. Scentsy Club orders shipping out. I'll have 4 going out this month and 5 happening next month. And PRV earned on my Scentsy Club was 471 PRV in March. And I have 229 PRV scheduled for April. So that's cool. Who's next? Melissa.
Hey, can you hear me? I have 4 Scentsy Club subscriptions currently. My goal is to get more. I don't know why that I just told the girls before this call, I need to focus on bringing this PRV in, but I have 4 subscriptions and the 4 of them total $460 a month. So almost to my 500 just from 4 subscriptions. So not bad, but of course I want more. 4 doesn't sound like a lot, but 460 is good. All right, JP.
Hey girl, hi. I have, okay, sorry. In April, find your words, Jamie. I have 17 total subscriptions, 13 subscribers. So there's a couple of people who have more than one. And in April, I've done 207 PRV from my clubs. And in March, last month, I did 212. I have not looked ahead to April yet. So I'm super excited to have that automatic. And it's kind of like a surprise every time I see it come in, like, what is that PRV? And then I'm like, oh, it's my clubs that I didn't even have to remember to do. So it's exciting to already automatically have that. And Jill.
Someone said they liked JP's chalkboard back there. So way to theme it out, Jamie. I have been focusing hard on Scentsy Club, but it should be higher at this point. I have 23 subscriptions, 17 subscribers. So a few, again, that have more than one, which is cool. And Melissa, 4 people with almost 500 PRV is amazing. I want to get them higher. I want to get them to add more stuff. That'll be my goal too. Last month it was 480 PRV. And this month so far it's 330. So that's a lot of subscribers. I need to get their PRV higher. So like Jamie said, it's always a surprise when that pops in and adds to it, especially this month. If you're trying to hit annual sales, it's always a plus, that a little boost there. Is Jen on? Thought I saw her on.
She's driving. I don't know that
Whoa.
So the answer to that is no.
Okay, so let's just mute Jen.
think that was a robot.
She's driving is what she's saying, and her reception
Hear me?
stinks. And
Can you guys hear me?
there we go. Now we can.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Booter. Give her the boot.
Just saw stars. I really did.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, Jill, I'm out by your mom's house. I just had a lacrosse game for my daughter, so that's why I'm in the dark. Out in the boonies, kind of. There's not a lot of service out here, I don't think. So you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. So I'm about the same as everybody else. I have about 500 PRV a month in Scentsy Club. And the way that I've been getting them is from just my online parties. I talk a lot about it. And so people have been going on and signing up. So it's been kind of changing each month. I'll have new people do it and some will do every other month. So, but it's been pretty good consistent with the 500. So it's very cool. That way, you know, and like everybody's saying, it's great to do it this way because then, sorry, I shouldn't talk and drive at the same time, but because then, you know, you have your 500 PRV no matter what happens in life that month.
Yes, thank you. So I'm kind of along the same lines. I have 15 subscribers, 16 subscriptions. So there are some people who do monthly and quarterly. That's why you'll see a difference in numbers there. And I generally bring in about 551 a month in PRV, maybe a little bit lower depending on that 1 month that other subscribers moved it to quarterly. And I want to share that I have seen an increase in interest, questions, and enrollment in Scentsy Club because I have spent more time promoting it, sharing, talking about it. And I've even included postcards and everything that goes out, even if the customer has already a Scentsy Club subscriber, it's just habit that my postcards, and I think Christina Steinbrook designed these. But I just had them printed and they go literally in everything. The key is really talking about it and finding those customers. See, Jamie has them too. They're gold. We got an unmuter. There you go. Thank you. ADD is hard. Okay, so when someone loves a fragrance and I think that it's a good idea for them to lock it in, I tell them make sure you lock it in. Sorry, I want to show you something. So for example, I'm getting ready to do some customer mailers for my club subscribers. They get spoiled a little bit more than just regular happy mail to my customers or regular thank you mail. So I'm going to send them Bloomin' Beach this month, and on the inside is a sticker that talks all about if you love this scent, create your profile and lock it in here, and this QR code is going to take them to enroll in Scentsy Club. So make it as easy as possible for your customers to understand what club is, how it benefits them. I mean, Melissa saved me last month by sending me Cambridge because I don't have that in my club. She does. And I didn't realize how much I loved that fragrance. And she was able to supply my addiction because she gets it. So there are, there's that. They always get my bar is probably my most favorite benefit to club, but there's unlocking half price whiff box. There's unlocking bricks. And it's the only way you can get a brick or the only way you can get half price whiff box. You get, 10% off at, what is it, at 30 you get the 10% off, and at 60 you get 10% and a half price. So there are a ton of benefits that are there for your customers, but they're not going to know about it if you're not sharing it over and over. And we all know that sometimes it takes hearing something 7, 8, 10, 12, 15 times, if you're like me and Jamie, before it sinks in. So don't stop talking about it. And I think that that's something we're all going to be focusing a little bit more on when it comes to the Scentsy Club. So that's my little take on it. Callie,
So yeah, let's just dive in. Oh, what?
I was going to say, I have a question. So how can I convince my mother-in-law, because she gets almost every month or every month and a half, she'll get a 6-pack of Perfectly Pomegranate with no doubt. That's what she wants. She's like, order me some more bars. So I always know what to order her, but she will not subscribe for a Scentsy Club because she says it costs more for that than it does the 6-pack. And I said, well, that's because you get it every single month.
Well, we will definitely dive into that. We are not done talking about Scentsy Club. So
Okay.
definitely be patient. I promise we will get to that. So let me think. I'm trying to like, do we just dive into that question now? I think that ultimately it's one of those things that it would be something you build up to. So maybe for her, it would cost a little bit more to just get Perfectly Pomegranate. But then when you talk about, okay, now you're getting 10% off, are there other products that you're using consistently? Has she fallen in love with cleaning products? Has she fallen in love with, your laundry? Does she need washer whiffs? Maybe it's something where she does it every other month. She gets all those products at once. She gets to 60 PRV. Now she's got 10% off. She's got the half price item at 60 PRV. And then she can even get the whiff box half price, which is another benefit or perk of Scentsy Club, right? And then it starts to provide that value. So that is something where sometimes just a 6-pack of wax, it doesn't pay off for your customers, but you have these other customers that buy all of these other products to where it would pay off with Scentsy Club. Does anybody else have anything they want to add on that? No, we're good. Yeah, it's one of those things you definitely have to build into when it comes to Scentsy Club, right? Because let's just talk about some of those basics really quick. So Scentsy Club, how do you find it? You go to your PWS, you have to have a personal website or PWS to be able to enroll in Scentsy Club. The best way for you to know and learn about Scentsy Club is to be enrolled yourself. If you're not enrolled, then definitely, even if it's something you create a quarterly subscription, a bi-monthly subscription, or a monthly subscription, you have the capability to go in and play with that and get familiar with how Scentsy Club works, the benefits, and you'll start to also see those yourself. So then you can explain that to your customers. The other thing it is it gives you that availability when it comes in to share that on your socials, share that in your parties, share that wherever you are. And then that also drives that excitement around Scentsy Club. I actually typically will save my Scentsy Club, my whiff box, until I have one of my other subscriptions that are not Scentsy related come in. And it's something you can share in conjunction with that for those that love subscription boxes or auto ship products. Like think about Grove. I know a lot of people use Grove. A lot of people use Thrive Market. A lot of people use all of these different type of auto shipment programs. And then they also have their ones like FabFitFun, Birchbox, Ellen Box, like Melissa's like the queen of subscription boxes, right? I think at one point they had one for the kids. There's a bark box for the dog, right? So if you have one of those that you love, you can kind of save that and say, I'm going to open these at the same time and show that on my socials, do a live, and I'm kind of conjoining regular life with Scentsy life, and it combines those two together, and it's more of just like subscription box, auto subscribes all together and into one. So Scentsy Club at the bottom of your workstation, or excuse me, your personal website. And it's actually its own section. So once you even log in on your PWS, you still scroll to the bottom and you click club, and then it will pull that up for you. So then you could go through and look at it. Now, one of the cool things is you can add them to be every month, bi-monthly, or quarterly. I know personally, I have a monthly, a bi-monthly, and a quarterly subscription that I just created last night, because you can actually you can always decrease how many you get on your Never Lose My bars, but you can't increase how many you get. So that is something to keep in mind. I always start my bars in my first every single month, and then sometimes I'll move those to a bi-monthly or to a quarterly. Some other benefits, like Jody said, I saw a comment in the chat asking if we had that flyer for other regions. We don't, because we didn't create that flyer, this one that Jody was talking about that Christina Stainbrook did. But I feel like if we share this, because it's a white background, you could take a little box and put it over the prices, and you could just put a little text box with the prices to edit it for your region. So let's see. So on Scentsy Club, you can't bundle. So keep that in mind. It's consumables only. So you can only do consumable products. So no warmers, no buddies, things like that. The Always Get My Bar is only bars. So a lot of times when we switch catalogs and things like that, you'll see that people add pods or laundry or other things to their clubs. And then they get that email that says, there's an item discontinued. You're like, wait, what? No, I thought I could get that fragrance forever. Only in bars. Where can I find it? I'm not gonna answer that. I'm so ADD. I can't look at the chat at the same time. I want to like answer the questions. I'm like covering it. Some other perks are, as we kind of already mentioned, at 30 PRV, it gets 10% off. And at 60 PRV, you get 10% off and a half price item. And the only way to get a whiff box half price is through that Scentsy Club half price $60 order, which means you're getting $60 or you're getting that $30 whiff box here in the US for $15. And personally, that's one of my very favorite perks of Scentsy Club, is because I get my whiff box every single month. And then I use those products to incentivize my customers. I use them as host rewards. I use them as little extras. I use them to make samples. And that's just kind of my like buffer as a consultant to get a really deep discount on a lot of products. So I'll stop talking. Somebody else go ahead.
I was going to tell you really quick something. I printed that sheet off. So I looked up, I think it's called, I have to search the thing, what it's titled again, but Scentsy Club Consultant FAQ. You guys, it's 9 pages of goodness. Everything we're covering is on that printout. Like, look at the chart of all the consumables that you're allowed to put in there. And one I wanted to point out is I have 3 packages of cotton cleanups that come in my club every single month. And you're probably thinking, my gosh, you're going through a lot of wax. Yes, I am. But I also put them in my customer goodie bag. So I want to make sure I have those coming monthly. And even though they're on back order, not in restock just yet, guess what? They're still coming in my club. So heads up on that. If you don't want to be out of a product, put it in your club, because I think what they're doing, I don't know this for sure, this is just my own theory, I think they're setting the product aside for Scentsy Club to be able to fulfill those orders, and then telling everybody else that you got to wait. So if you want a little side info, I think that's working. And 2, I also did, when Windowsill Breeze came out, because I knew it was coming in the laundry, I added 6 bars of that a month so I could give to new team members when they join to have that scent for laundry, or just my customers are loving it. They're like, oh, I love that fragrance. So I would say, do you want to host a party? Let me give you a 3-pack for free if you host a party. Now I have this exclusive scent that I know these people love, that it's also in our laundry, that I can use that to my advantage, right? Or I'll use it for host gifts or prizes or anything. Like it's just building and keeping a little small stash that I can use to reward my hostesses with or sample with.
I was just going to add on to what's already been said, but a lot of people ask, well, how do you get people to do it? Definitely has been the always get my bar. That's how I've gotten the majority of mine. I'm not going to lie. That's usually the selling factor on getting them in there and getting that. But also I talk a lot about, like in my stories or whatever, how I love my Scentsy Fresh odor out, and I don't want to go without it. So I make sure, because that's in mine. I have a lot in mine. So I want to make sure. So I talk about the products that I use, but definitely to always get my bar in the Scentsy Fresh is probably what I hype up the most, so that people can put those in there. So there's no secret agenda. There's no secret wording. It is literally like, if you want to get this scent forever, put it in your club today, not tomorrow, because it's going to be gone. So like, it's just driving that point home. It's definitely how I've gotten the majority of mine.
I was just going to say, I don't think you can rely on, hey, here's the website, read about it. You also have a QR code party where Melissa did a great explanation of Scentsy Club and Whiffbox, that you could use that QR code and post it on your VIP groups. You could put that on catalogs, or you can create your own. That's what I did. And I also do short videos, usually every week or so, where I'm reiterating, this is Scentsy Club again. Here's what you can add to it. Here's what it is, because it takes a while for them to understand and hear Scentsy Club, Scentsy Club, Scentsy Club. Every piece of mail that goes out should have a sticker, a label, a card, something about Scentsy Club in every single piece. Every single thank you, even if they order 10 times, get something about Scentsy Club, a sticker on the front that says, ask me how to get a whiff box half off. Something, and a QR code leading to usually a video, not just the Scentsy Club page, because people won't read that. I mean, you might have a few that do, but nothing is going to go off better with people than to see your face saying, let me tell you all about Scentsy Club, and here's a link where you can go to sign up and get the bars and things that you love every single month. So I think it's consistency, and I think it's definitely, like the other girls have said, familiarizing yourself. Even if you only put 6 bars in your own club, how this works, what you have to click on, how you can add things in, how you can take things out. You guys know you're getting 6 bars somehow, some way anyway. and you will gain confidence knowing how these programs work, knowing what you have to click, knowing when you unlock the bricks, and knowing when you unlock the whiff box, and knowing when you get 10% off. You're straight up not going to talk about it, and you're not going to do a video if you don't familiarize yourself with every program we have. And if you're new, you're not going to learn this stuff overnight, but knowledge is power, and you're going to feel more confident talking about it, and more importantly, being excited about it. Like, and being on stories consistently. I got to tell you, a customer reached out just the other day and said, I need Life as a Garden. I said, well, you tell me when it's coming back. I go, bad news, it's not. Good news is here's a time to open your club. And she's like, oh yeah, I've heard you've been talking about this. I'm going to go open my club right now. So you have to, even if they hear it, but they don't really think about it until the time comes where they want those scents. And you need to know if they have any problems, how to walk them through it, how they can adjust. All of us are on Zoom all the time. And we're like, oh, we got to go adjust our Zoom, go take some things out. Maybe we have winter scents in there and we adjust it and move things around and do all the things. So play with it, get in there, click some buttons, add a couple things in there just so that you familiarize yourself, because when you start doing it, you'll talk about it more, and you'll talk about how amazing it is. I don't know, but probably 80% of our clubs are all discontinued bars that we don't want to give up. So I think Melissa said it the other day, our clubs keep growing and growing and growing and growing because we refuse to give up the discontinued bars that are there. But you really have to familiarize yourself with how things work for you to push it up, to push it to people.
Yeah, I want to throw this out there too. One of the stats that they told us is if you can get people hooked on the whiff box, they will more than likely get on club, because that half price item is excellent for the whiff box. And the majority of the people that are in club are getting that whiff box as a half price item. So that's on the number side of what we're seeing. But two, I want you to pay attention to your verbiage. A lot of times people think, oh, it's a club, I have to pay to belong, I can't cancel at any time, right? So it's going to be the way that you pitch it to people. It's no additional cost, right? It's still catalog pricing. You're getting the 10% off at $30, 60 PRV, you're getting the 10% off and a half price item. So that's a perk. You can unlock bricks. You could also use some of the words like lock in your fragrance. So I saw, oh, there's a bug, a gnat or something flying around. Sorry. I saw somebody say cashmere pear, that they won't just sign the deal. I love saying lock in your fragrance, like lock it in now so you won't lose it. When you say it like that, instead of saying create a Scentsy Club, they don't know what that means. Let them lock that fragrance in so you can get a 6-pack now, change it to decrease it later if you want, but at least you can have that scheduled either every month, every 2 months, or every 3 months, depending on how much you're going through bars. Another trick that I did is I reversed Melissa's theory of whenever somebody would do the note card and the recipe card. When I'm having conversations with people, and you got to pay attention and you got to be a really good note taker. It comes down to how many notes can you take? So like this lady came by and got bars, and there's 2 fragrances during our conversation that she mentioned that she loves. And she already currently has a club because of the last Bring Back My Bar. And it's just a 6-pack. That's all she did. But you know what she told me? She goes, if Breakfast Blend ever comes back, or Camu goes away, you better tell me so I can add them to my club. So you best believe I have a little index card now that says Camu, Breakfast Blend, and I wrote her name on it, because if that ever pops up in Bring Back My Bar or our retiring list, now I know exactly who to call. 6, 8 months from now or 2 years from now, she's gonna be like, Heather, I can't believe you even remembered that. Now I look like the greatest consultant in America, and she's my customer for life still. So keep that in mind also.
When I have a thought bubble. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cal.
I would say Melissa said we should call out Camilla, because we did that last time, and Camilla had some great tips, but she also posted the chat. She had 900 PRV, and I missed how many subscribers. So we would love to hear, Camilla, if you have any tips on how.
29 subscriptions, 30 subscribers, 29 subscriptions, or vice versa, amounting to 900 a month. Camila, where are you?
I'm right here, friends.
Yes. Tell us how.
I'm so old. I'm so old. I'm falling asleep.
Listen.
Okay, tell you how.
Yeah, how do you get 30? How do you get 30 of them? Because you're obviously, I mean, by now it's a habit. Hello.
Okay, so yes, by now it is a habit and it has become something, let me turn on the light. It has become something that's just totally natural when I'm talking to my customers, right? So like Heather was saying, I literally just pay attention to what they love, and all of my customers, that whenever things were going away, I was like, same thing, like Heather, I love the lock it in. Like that's kind of one thing that I said, like, I'm like, it's time to lock in that fragrance for yourself. And the way that you do that is this. And I literally have done so many of my subscribers, like I'll sit with them, or if they're not local, like we'll FaceTime and I'll quickly like do it. I'm like, it's so simple. And once they're in, they're like, oh, I just have to put things in my cart. I'm like, that's it, and a lot of my people that were whiff bucks, like people on a regular, I have told them that they could get a whiff box for $15. And like, when you do that, they're like, oh, all right, well, I'll go ahead and just put $60 worth of stuff in my cart, because I can find $60 worth of stuff that I use on the regular and get my whiff box for $15. It's really just all about that power of suggestion. Like I was saying, whenever I talked to you guys before, for every 9 items that you're suggesting, they're only taking away 3. So if they love cleaning products, if they love, laundry products, or if they haven't tried it, like make sure to make that into your daily routine, or not daily, but like keep it in your mind to get them samples, get it in their hands, let them see, touch, smell, feel all the things, because they're going to fall in love with something that we have that's not wax. And if it is wax, that's perfect because it goes in club. But if it's just somebody that always buys buddies from you or something like that, make sure to get something else in their hands that they can see it and love it and put it in their club. So yeah, it's about $900. I would like more, but about $900 a month comes in because they're all monthly people. I'm really blessed. That's good.
That's awesome. Well, and like you said, the psychology of selling is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just think about when you're shopping online. Like I was just doing this last night and it said that I was $61 away from free shipping.
Hell yeah.
The shipping was like $8 or $10.
Yeah,
but of course I'm going to spend 61 because I'd rather put that $10 towards a product than just pay it for shipping. And so the psychology of selling is real. It really is all in how you present things. Like, gosh, what was I reading? I was reading, that great post today. Heather, you posted on your page. I think we saw another director post it, but about, I don't tell people, it was about creating shopping links. Like I don't even tell them or offer it to them. I just say, here's what I'm doing. And same thing with, I had a customer that ordered today. I'm getting off topic, but I promise I'll circle back around. I had a customer today who ordered 4 bars and I said, pick 6. I didn't even tell her, like there's a point when we understand enough to where we understand where we need to get them to. And we just have to tell them what to do. And they trust us, they meaning our customers. So when she said, I need 4 bars, I said, pick 6. We didn't even discuss price at that point because she knows that I know I'm giving her the best deal. I'm getting her the best deal. So same thing with club. It's 100%. And I need to do a better job of it. I will tell you, I need to do a better job, especially because I'm the consultant that will say, I'll just add those to my club for you. And I did that for a really long time. I know, Jill, I know, don't give me the face, but I did in the very beginning. You guys, I have my one customer's club right on my desk. It comes as part of mine. Because but here's why. She got very frustrated signing up for club and I lost her as a club subscriber. So I didn't want her to lose her bars. So I added her to my subscription. I love what you said, Camila, when you said, sometimes I'll just sit with them and do it, or I'll FaceTime with them and do it. And I think that takes away a lot of the intimidation and overwhelming factor because we're very familiar with it. It's foreign to them. We can get it done in 2 seconds. And realistically, that's the best way for us to solidify they actually follow through and do it. And so that's going to be my tactic is let's get you signed up now. But even before that, I need to do a better job of just telling them, here's the deal. You like this fragrance. You love this fragrance. It's going away. We're putting you on club and here's your benefits. So it really is how you present it, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Yeah, for sure. It's literally just putting it in their hands and telling them. I don't like to spend a lot of time with them because I mean, yes, it's income producing, but at the same time, I don't want to hold their hand. But if they just see how easy it is, a lot of times people have the wrong idea about Scentsy Club. They're like, oh, well, it's going to cost extra money, like somebody mentioned. Or if I go to shut it off, I'm going to get penalized. Like, there's so many different companies that have those things. So I think that if when you're presenting Scentsy Club, you're saying those kinds of things, like in your stories, I'm always like, no charges to turn it on other than what you're putting in your cart. No penalties whenever you decide to shut it off. You always get your bar 10% off. Like when you give like the good facts first, you know what I mean? And then later you just say, okay, this is all you need to do. But like Melissa said, you'll spend $60 extra just to get $10 free shipping. And it's just how it is. It's like those Amazon memes where it's like, it's $12.99 or whatever, but it's like this with shipping or whatever. I'm the same way. So
let me
be intentional. Sorry.
No, I cut you off. I was going to throw something at you. So like Mary had asked a little bit ago. So let's say we have a customer that buys their 6-pack of wax and says, I'm not signing up for club because I can get my wax straight from you for free. Because that I think is what a lot of us run into is it's a double-edged sword, right? We want to have wax on hand to have for our customers so that we can make a sale on the fly. However, having wax on hand to make a sale on the fly ruins our perpetual income, right? Because they say, I don't want to pay shipping if I get them right from you. So how do we take that conversation past, or how do we take that conversation in a direction where the club perks outweigh you being able to just get it from me, other than me flat out saying, I'm not putting breakfast blend in, I'm not putting that in my club for you. I'm not doing that anymore.
So yeah,
Quick
I
question.
mean, for sure. I mean, that's what I would want to say because it gets like messy. You know what I mean? Like it's all over the place whenever I'm putting all these people's things in my cart. I would go back to kind of what Callie said when Callie said, find out what other products maybe she has fallen in love with already that we could add into club for her and then explain the benefits. Sure, you're paying shipping, but you're getting 10% off of your entire order. You control the frequency. Mary, you decide whether or not it comes every month, every 2 months, or every 3 months. You not only get your 10% off, but you're also going to get a half price item once you get up to $60. So I know we've already discussed that you like this, this, and this, and then I just put it in their cart and show them, you know, like I said, I usually will do it even with them. That's how I've got those first like 30 subscribers. And it was from people that loved fragrances that were going away. And isn't Perfectly Pomegranate, it's like a I'm going to sound real dumb if it's not. Isn't it a brick?
Yeah, everyone has told me it's a brick. I try to convince her to buy that and she's like, well, I don't want the brick. And I'm like, but it's 5 bars, more than 5 bars worth of your wax. And she said, well, I don't want that big of a thing because she has a little cabinet she keeps her wax in. But I was just looking at the chat. So if I know she's going to get the same scent from me next month or here later in April, should I go ahead and sign up for the Scentsy Club myself and just have her do, cash and carry?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. Like Melissa said, it's always great to have things that are, on hand for right now. But I mean, that perpetual income through for club is clutch. Like, like somebody said, just having your $500 because not knowing what's going to happen in that month or anything like that. Like, I mean, some people are just not going to do it. It's the same reason, like some people I think somebody's unmuted. Sorry. The same reason why some people won't join your team. We still have to have fans, right? Like we still have to have people that just love.
You muted Camilla. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I didn't click you, but you did.
I looked so cool. I was so into that conversation too. Oh, you could tell I don't do this. Okay. So anyway, what I was saying is like Melissa said, the perpetual side of it, getting that income to come in, like $500 coming in from just club is clutch because you already are getting paid at a leadership status. If something happens with your family or something goes on. So there are going to be people that just aren't going to join because they don't want to join in their set in their ways. And that's okay because you still have to have fans. You still have to have people that don't want to be on your team because they just want to support you and put food on your table. Same way that there's just not going to be people that want to join club because I don't know. I literally am so blunt that I'm like, all right, if you don't like saving money and getting free shit, see ya. Sorry, I cursed.
You're good. No, I think that was a perfect way to kind of, there's a lot of tips and a lot of ways that you can share club, but at the end of the day, it's just like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that's the same thing. Bless and release. I've shared, we've had this conversation over and move on to the next customer that you aren't, I don't want to sound like wasting your time, but move on to other customers that you can share Scentsy Club with instead of trying to beat a dead horse, for lack of a better word. Jody, I feel like there was something you wanted to add really quick, and we probably want to transition to LTOs.
Just 2 tips that I wanted to exactly tell you guys before we go over to LTO. So I think one of the reasons my club grew recently was I looked at all of my club subscribers and I looked at what they were spending, and I sent them all a voice message telling them, hey, you are so close to this level, or you are so close to this level. And all of them that were close increased to get to the next level. So that's tip number 1. Can iPhones screen record? Can you also? Okay, good. Because I'm an Android, so I don't know if iPhones can do it. But another thing that I do for my VIP page is, again, we can walk through it with your customers, but as another way to touch on how to enroll in club is to do it from your phone and a screen record, and it's posted in your VIP page. And it's also posted for your team members, and they can refer back to it. So those are 2 of the things that I just want to touch on. So Callie, take us to the LTOs.
I was going to say, before we do transition to club, because LTOs kind of tie into that, Melissa, Jill, Jamie, Joe, Heather, anybody else want to add anything on club before we transition?
Yeah, I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't really do it, but I think it's Callie does it. Jody does it. I think all of them do except me. I just started doing it because I got their idea. You send club members this really awesome sample packet or free bar, and you spoil them every month that they're subscribed, because then all your other customers say, well, I didn't get that. Well, you're not a club member. So you kind of are bragging a little bit and throwing it in their face that this is what they get. So you kind of make them, you're dangling that carrot. So that's all.
Heather, I meant to say that in my other thing too. Yes, I fully send out Happy Mail, and I do put it in my stories and things like that. And it creates FOMO, and that FOMO for people is huge to make them want to jump. Same reason why people want to like join our teams and things like that is we create FOMO within our culture of people wanting to be a part of what we're doing.
Great wording on all my cards is exclusive club Happy Mail from me, like exclusive. And that could be like during the winter, I did a cozy theme and got socks from the Target dollar bin, like anything extra that you want to put in there, and you theme it out, and they absolutely love it. They love not knowing what's going to come in that Happy Mail. They love having it a step above a scent circle or samples. And that's gotten me quite a few people as well.
Can I say something? Like Jill just said, how she does themes. This month I went on Amazon and bought the spring pillow covers that has a zipper. So you can stuff your pillow in there and decorate for spring. And I'm sending each one of my club members that already what I do is when my club members, I don't know if that's how you guys do it, but I only send their Happy Mail if they're the months that their subscription came out. Is that okay to do, or should I do it for everyone? I mean, because then that would be expensive.
We do it. I know we all do it the months that they actually
okay.
order.
Yeah, so that's what I did. Let me see, Andrea. So I bought this pillow, but they're different designs and they have different themes for different seasons. But like this one here is my regular pillow that I had, and I just bought these, and they come 4 in a pack, so it's not really that expensive. And you can fold them up really small and put them in the package.
That's awesome. Thank you, Tammy. Yes, I'm going to just address this really quick. If you're new, you need to look up the Scentsy Club FAQ document, because we're going to move on. I know there's a lot of information that we got, and everybody is in different places, but I'm literally pulling it off of a document, and it explains everything in depth. And then if you have any more questions, don't worry. I think we've got a Scentsy Club Day coming for Active in April on the monthly movement page. So we'll address that. And then the word FOMO is like fear of missing out. Like people see getting spoiled and you want to be a part of it. So just hang in there with us. Welcome to Scentsy. There is a lot to learn. But I would definitely read over the FAQ document in your workstation. Just log into your workstation, click Training Center, type in Scentsy Club. It'll pop up the PDF file, and you will be able to print it off and study it, right? It takes some time to get to know everything and learn all the ins and outs, but I promise you will. It's the easiest one to learn. All right, Kelly.
Yeah, so we're going to transition to LTOs because LTOs can really tie in with Scentsy Club. So the first thing I say about LTOs is we know that some of you said LTOs are not your piece of cake, right? Like that is something that is just, I'm at work when they launch, it frustrates me, it's this, it's that, and that is, oh, good morning, Daisy. And that is totally okay. And if it's not your cup of tea, that's the better word. That was what I was looking for, the analogy, cup of tea, then it is okay to go ahead and skip over LTOs and just focus on the products that come in our catalogs. We can all tell you that have been here for a seasoned time before LTOs were a thing, that we built our businesses very successfully without those. Those are the cherries on top. Those are the sprinkles on top. So do keep that in mind. Heather is going to share shortly, which I just assumed she was because she always does, kind of some of her verbiage that she uses when starting LTOs. But before we do that, I just want to say, when it comes to LTOs, if an item sells out with an LTO of fragrance, and this is how it ties into Scentsy Club, what I like to do is I will add those bars to my Scentsy Club. And with my next customer mailer or my next customer touch point that goes out, I can give a sample of those fragrances. For instance, that garden collection was fire. It was so good. So all of those go into Scentsy Club. I can hurry and make samples of the ones that I was able to get, or if I wasn't able to get them, I have it in my club. And so when I do get it, I can smell it and enjoy it. And then in turn, I can either make samples with it because we have 30 days to add those as a never lose my bar feature. So do keep that in mind. If you ever come across that problem when you're like, crap, it sold out and I would have really loved to have smelled that, add it to Scentsy Club. It will come, and you can always remove it if you're not a fan or you don't need it. So Heather, why don't you share how you never have any issues with your customers when it comes to
Never in my
LTOs?
whole life. And I'm going to be very blunt and very, very frank with you. This is the no BS approach. I've done direct sales since I'm 18. I'm 45? You can do the math. I don't know how old I am. A long freaking time, guys. Okay. In 12 years of Scentsy, I have never, ever had a customer mad at me. I have never had anybody get upset that I couldn't get something because I have set the proper expectations. I am not going to promise or overpromise and underdeliver ever. I absolutely say this. So Monday, we have those 2 fabulous products that are launching with the little fun pods. If you saw it on your workstation, on your news tab today, this is what I put. And I always say this, it comes out my mouth like a script. Monday, these are releasing. Pre-order yours now with me. If you want to send me your money via PayPal or Cash App or whatever, I will try my best to get these items for you, but they are while supplies last. If for some reason I can't type enough or it sells out before I hit the submit button, I will refund all of your money. I don't have any extra attempts to try to already ways in to get us a secret grab stash of this, but I'll try my best, right? Like that's the expectation of everything. No one loves Scentsy more than the consultants. So if you're upset at getting something, I guarantee you your customer is not as upset as you. We get frustrated because we feel like we're letting our customers down, or we feel like we're heartbroken because we didn't get it. But I guarantee you life will go on. I've never had a customer say, well, I didn't get that Spider-Man wall fan diffuser. I'm not buying Scentsy anymore. That has never happened in my entire life. So the people, hoarding really doesn't exist. So you have to, I'm going to address this really quick too. The supplies that we have, the way our catalog works and when manufacturing works of any products, they are already probably 2 catalog seasons ahead. And so their projections and when they get products made, they didn't plan for COVID, people. No one knew a pandemic was hitting us when it hit. So there is no shortage. It is supply and demand. We're in a hyper growth. People are buying products. We don't have enough because it was made back then. That's why they said, hey, let's try to get a feel. How many of you people want a lady and a tramp? So now we at least know how many to make so everybody will get theirs, right? So it is absolutely doing the best that they can with the curveball that was thrown our way. There has been a lot of companies that have shut doors and not been able to keep up, and we are one of the fortunate ones that have. So just make sure you're setting proper expectations with LTOs. It's limited time offer. That is for anything that is while supplies last, okay? So just keep that in mind when you are setting expectations. You want to make sure that you can deliver properly.
I just wanted to add right on really quick. Amen to what she said, because I feel like, I mean, maybe I'm just old and don't remember, but I don't have any recollection of major mayhem from any customer. As a matter of fact, I missed out on a stitch for a lady. I was definitely more upset than she was. And she said, I've already paid, just put me on the pre-order. I'm done. Like, she didn't even want me to refund it. She said, I don't care when I get it. And it was all because of how I presented it to her. I went back, I said, I can refund it. I can offer you this. She said, girl, I am not even sweating it. So it's definitely in the delivery. And I think Scentsy's doing everything they can to try to nip that in the bud. So just wanted to back up what Heather said. It's definitely our reactions. We don't want to let them down, but I think it's all in how we provide that customer service in the appropriate way.
I think another thing to add with that is, I think that sometimes as consultants, we get frustrated because we get so excited that people or they're ordering like a big amount, or we're like, oh, I got a sale, especially for those that maybe don't have a solid customer base built. And so when that happens, and then that product we're no longer able to get that PRV, that's also where that frustration can come in. And so one of the things I like to say is kind of, Heather's verbiage, but adding on, our Scentsy items are hot, they move quick. So if that happens, is there something else that's kind of been on your wish list since you were already planning on spending this money that you would like me to order in place of it? And that is something that can help consultants get still PRV, or move that over to maybe at some bars, or, oh yeah, I actually did need a 6-pack of wax. Go ahead and order me X, Y, and Z. And so you're still getting that PRV without missing out on maybe what that LTO did or did not sell out in that moment. But then again, they've been doing really good with pre-orders afterwards. And so that will just come around at a later date.
Well, and Louise just sent me a message. If you miss out on an LTO wax, guess what? Would that be a good reason to sign them up for club? Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Louise, you hit the nose on the head. I wish you would have posted that publicly, because that is a great way to get somebody in Scentsy Club. It's moving you into a permanent purchase customer that's now locked in her order every month, 2 months, or 3 months, instead of you hoping she's going to call you back because you're not following up, and maybe she'll order once every 8 months instead of doing every 1, 2, or 3, right? So it's a solid plan.
Okay. Anyone else have anything they want to add to LTOs or limited time offers?
No, Heather.
I was trying to get Maren to tell everybody what's coming out on Monday while we're talking about LTOs.
Maren, like, what's coming on Monday? Come tell me. I don't even know.
She said, I can't tell them because then I'll ruin the surprise. I said, don't worry, they know. All right, what's coming on Monday? Tell them.
A princess warmer.
Woo! We're so excited in this house. Listen, if I don't get it, I'm going to have, you were talking about our customers won't be as mad as we would be. Oh, let's talk about the kids behind those orders. Okay, moving.
Okay, are there any other, we have about 10 minutes left. Are there any other questions around limited time offers / LTOs? And I just realized that I didn't say, I just called them LTOs because I got so used to saying LTO instead of letting you know it was limited time offer. So if you had that question, it was in the chat. We do have our own, like the ones that run this, we have our own little chat that we drop stuff in periodically. And we are going to do, I asked and they said, yeah, let's do it. So we actually have a day planned for Scentsy Club for the monthly movement and active in April. And so those that are on Zoom with us now, I am going to drop in the chat. So this won't be available. If you ask me or you ask anybody else later, you're not going to get it. But I actually have the link to the files for Scentsy Club already created and ready to go for you guys. So you here that are live with on Zoom, that's kind of your perk for tonight. You can get some of those file ideas and things that other people do to market Scentsy Club now. So jump in the chat. I just dropped the Dropbox link. You can copy that and save that, and then you will have access to that now. So that is there for you. And really, it's what we've really enjoyed doing with the monthly movement is, and active in April, is taking taking, yes, definitely, a bunch of ideas, because we do what we do, but there's also so many great ideas out, and kind of combining those together so that you can see what others are doing and experiencing and kind of create your own. A lot of these files you're going to find aren't something that you can just go in and edit. It's more of an idea for you to take and recreate and put your own personal spin or your own personal branding on by using Canva or PicMonkey or whatever. To be able to, did somebody say that I sent the wrong one? That sent, well, I might have sent you the wrong link. Did I click the wrong one?
Now you sound
said,
like
now you got a sneak peek of 2 of them.
Yeah, you sent fresh.
It's right before Scentsy Club, so now you have Scentsy Club.
Surprise!
Sorry, surprise! That's coming too.
I kind of want to add something, but I might need your guys' help to explain it, because I'm not always so good with my words, right? So like we've already said, there's a lot of information. I know some of you guys are very new, and some of these terms are new, and it can be very overwhelming and confusing coming into a call like this. A couple of things: give yourself time and grace for sure. Do your first things first checklist, because that will help answer a lot of basic questions, and then reach out to your sponsor. Thirdly, if you are new, because I see a lot of comments over here on that. So those are my first few tips. The second thing I want to say, and I'm really struggling with how to word this. Scentsy does the best that they can on everything. They always have our best interests at heart, no matter what. I understand that sometimes it might not feel or seem like that. You might be like, why are they not producing enough product for people? Why are they not limiting? Why are they not limiting how many a consultant can buy? Why are people posting on eBay? Well, first of all, if they get caught on eBay, they're going to get in trouble, but there's nothing we can do to stop it from happening. Scentsy tries their best to order what they can and predict. So unfortunately, we had an incredibly massive year this year. So every time they upped their order, we blew it out of the water. I know that it's frustrating, but I think that if you understand at the heart of every decision that they make, even when we don't understand it, that they're not doing things intentionally to hurt us or our business. There are a lot of people who will say or do things that quite literally break my heart, because I know the home office. We all know them personally. And when we say Scentsy can do better, you're talking to our friends. And they're your friends. If you want them there, they're going to be there to have your back. And there's just things that we don't understand. One of the greatest benefits about running a business like ours, we don't have to worry about legal or manufacturing or producing or building complexes. We don't have to worry about that. So we're not going to understand the logistics of everything that happens behind closed doors. So while sometimes we can get frustrated, we cannot stay there. The very first thing you need to say or ask yourself is, what would I have done? Could I have done it better? Is this really a big deal? Like, people have quit over an LTO.
Then the business probably wasn't for you if you
Right.
did. Yeah.
Point blank, I wasn't too afraid to say it. Then
To say
buy.
it.
Then
Yeah.
buy,
Yeah,
because it
that's
really wasn't for you. It is warmers and wax at the end of the day. And there is 100 other products that we can sell. And I'm so sorry that you're frustrated, because none of us want to see that. And if you're here today, please don't attack us for it. Don't attack your upline, don't attack your downline, and don't attack Scentsy, because they're doing the best they can. And we're not, like I said, we are just not going to understand everything, because that's their job to worry about. Ours is to share product. Thank God. And we get paid for it. And they worry about everything else that a business has to do, and we don't have to do it. So again, if you don't understand something, it doesn't mean that they're not doing their best to provide the best services for you.
And
So
Jody, what you're talking about, I lost a downline, a front line because of that, because
so
and she was only with me for like 4
Wow.
months. And because the people wanted the LTOs that came out for that, for Halloween, for the villains and all that. And because they couldn't get them, they sold out fast. She started bad mouthing Scentsy, and I told her that I didn't want to hear that, for her to take it up to them. So she left. She quit Scentsy because of that.
well,
All because of LTO.
Yeah.
and I don't mean to sound heartless, and
Well,
we're
and
not. Scentsy has a huge heart, but my son tried. Heather can vouch for this. Anyone try to get a PS5 lately for their kids? Because you're not getting it. And if you did, you went to Walmart at 4 a.m. and ran in a relay to try to get one. So
And it's like
Melissa, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and probably speaking to all of you that are on here or listening live on Facebook, you probably aren't the ones complaining, because those that show up, go up, they're not the ones complaining. So it's probably not any of you, but you probably can relate, because like Tammy said, lost a downline. We've all had people that are frustrated. In fact, when I was doing my check-ins with my team, I got a message back, and she said, I was frustrated with Scentsy starting since fall. And my response, and you can carry this forward to anybody on your teams that are frustrated as well, but I said, I'm sorry you experienced frustration. So many factors have contributed to all of the craziness that Scentsy's facing. COVID, supply and demand, more consultants working their businesses, sponsoring numbers sky high, and unprecedented sales that have blown all of Scentsy's forecasting projections. And side note to that, we, Superstar Directors, just had our leadership summit, and hearing Orville Thompson say that when they sat down at the beginning of the pandemic at a table and were fearful of what the year might bring, and hearing him say that they had no idea what they were up against and they were afraid they over-ordered everything until Heather kicked off Active in April last year, and it's been crazy. And Heather and her supporting roles. I know she starts to blush when I call her out, but Callie and Jill and Jody and JP and Jen. But anyway, so to hear them say they didn't know what they were up against, and that everything that has happened, there's two sides to the coin, right? You can be frustrated or you can be grateful. And it's all in how we look at things. So I had said, we have blown away all of Scentsy's forecasting projections. I just got back from our leadership meeting with Scentsy's home office, and trust me, they are well aware what needs to be fixed, tweaked, and better projected. No one could have ever predicted what 2020 would bring. And it isn't just Scentsy. I'm experiencing it currently with a construction project at my home that started last February. It's still not done because of material shortages. In fact, materials that we picked out last year, we just 2 days ago had to pick new materials because those materials aren't available anymore. So it isn't just Scentsy, it's everywhere. I said, I do hope you can find joy with Scentsy once again, and just know I'm always here. And her response back to me after a scathing message above was, thank you so much, I really appreciate you, with a heart. So how we handle things with our customers. That's right, Crystal. That's how we handle things with our customers, how we handle things with our teams, how we handle each other, how we handle when we handle with grace, that's all anybody can ask for. That's it. We have to give Scentsy grace, just like we have to, and Heather said it best. You set the expectation with your customers. Scentsy tells us the information so that we can relay it in our words, in our terms, to our customers. It's their responsibility to deliver the product to us. It is our responsibility to deliver with the appropriate expectation to our customers. So the way Heather says it is perfect. I am going to try my best, but I'm just giving you a heads up. We may not get it. If we get it, we're going to cheer. And if we don't get it, we will hope there will be an opportunity that we can get our hands on one. But I'm going to try my best. When you set that expectation, you are under promising and over delivering if you get that product for them. So just keep in mind. But again, I don't think the audience that needs to hear this is who's on tonight. I don't think the audience that needs to hear this is listening live on Facebook. I think because you guys are all here, you know this. I see some nods and some smiles. So,
but also give you perspective so that if you see those comments and things before your leaders do, then you have that perspective and understanding to help, right? So that is sometimes why we share those things with some of you that we know you don't need to hear it, but other people do, is to help field that message to others. So.
Awesome. I think we've answered all the questions that are over here in the chat. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat for us.
Now, I'm going to just say this too. If you're experiencing, or maybe you have a team member like Tammy was saying, and I know she had to quickly mute all because someone else was unmuted in the car. I saw it come up and she had to hit mute all, so it muted Tammy at the same time. So when you were telling us this, Tammy, I just want you to understand when companies' numbers are in a hyper growth and growing at that pace and hitting that $1 billion, within a certain time frame. If you personally aren't having growth in your own business, it's something you're doing. It's not the company. And so I'm not harping on you, but you've got to stop and ask yourself, what can I do differently to get different results at this point? If you are concentrating on individual orders and you're not meeting new people, that's a problem. You need to figure out how to do parties. How do you do more parties? You keep asking for more parties. How do you get recruits? You've got to be meeting new people. You've got to be flipping hostesses. Whatever you're spending your attention on and being very laser focused on is what you're going to get. So if you are this person that is focusing on LTOs, first of all, you can't, because you didn't even know they were coming until today. I don't know how you're paying for monthly bills and car payments on something you didn't even know that was here until today. That's coming Monday, right? Like, that's not planning. That's a surprise birthday party. And you got a late invitation to, and now you have to get a gift card because you don't have time to go to the store to get a real gift. You see what I'm saying? We are planning. I'm going to plan my 25th wedding anniversary. Y'all are all invited, and I'm going to give you time to shop for a gift by hosting parties with me, right? You see the analogy? It's a much reliable way to run your business off the catalog versus the LTOs, which are the whipped creams and cherries and maybe a little extra nuts. So just keep that in mind when you guys are thinking about this, and it's the mindset and the way you're delivering it to your customers. Put a smile on your face. If you have a hard time smiling, put a mirror at your desk and smile and dial, honey. Just smile, because every single time you're talking and you're smiling, it just comes out good, no matter you're saying someone's an asshole. You are the sweetest asshole. You see how it still sounds good? I mean, you can't go wrong. Smiling and dialing, you guys. That's all.
I just want to end with one other thing, and I hate to follow Heather. It is, my son just got home from work, sorry. A lot of you guys are asking about QR codes. The QR code party is in the monthly movement. It's pinned at the top. Every section of the catalog has a corresponding QR code. You don't really need to do any except print them and send them out. It's done for you. And if you want to know how to do QR codes, you can, we've talked about that in our individual groups. You can also Google how to do that. They're very, very simple to make in whatever program you're using. But all of that information is, like I said, it's already been shared. You just might have to search. And if you've never searched a Facebook group before, you're going to love this next tip. Go to the group you want to look for and put in a keyword, put in a person's name, put in a date, and relative items will start to populate to narrow down that search. All right, guys, I think we are only 2 minutes over tonight.
Melissa,
That's
did you
a
have a
good
comment?
night. Huh?
Melissa had a comment.
Oh, come on, Gratz. You're muted.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Mother monkey. Maybe.
Okay, now can you?
Yes.
I think Lucille is here to stay, because Heather, you just cracked her up so much. Like, she's new. She's not going anywhere. She just realized she found her people.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Not even 24 hours yet.
It is phenomenal. We love you. You guys are the reason we love doing what we get to do.
Yeah.
So it is better Scensying together. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.